Hey everyone, we're here with Graham, who actually is the creator of our Don't Stop anime music video. Graham, thank you so much for sitting down with us and having a chat about the process and inspiration for this music video.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Of course. So let's just start off with the story of kind of how we met each other and how that turned into you being the person who created a music video. Do you want to take that one?
Sure. So for obviously the song Don't Stop, we wrote it kind of like an homage to J-Rock and anime intros because we all are big fans of both of those things. So we thought it'd be really cool to have an anime music video, like an intro to our own show, kind of, so to speak.
Anime intro.
Yeah, an anime intro kind of thing. So we knew, being kind of like a startup band, we didn't have the budget, especially myself being a graphic designer. I know the cost of these things for like an animation video. So we had the idea to maybe reach out to a student, reach out to a few schools, and pay what we can, but also be like a cool portfolio piece, and also obviously no deadlines kind of things to make it a bit more fair. And we thought it'd be like a really fun project, especially for someone who loves anime. Pretty much giving them free reign as long as we're in it. That's basically it.
We got to be in there at some point.
Yeah. So we reached out, and we found Graham. And
Graham's actually the only person that even responded to our ad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you
Don't
you were
say that.
Person.
You were our first choice.
Which made you our first choice, obviously.
From the beginning.
There we go. It was meant to be.
Exactly. I said it to say that it was so meant to be.
Well, to preface, you responded like pretty quick, like within a day. And then
we took the ad down.
Well, no, I kind of just forgot about the ad. So we like left the ad up, forgetting about it. And then it was still just like, it was like perfect fit right off the bat.
Yeah.
You applied, and then we kind of talked a bit. We loved your art style on Instagram. So we thought it was kind of perfect. And we went from there.
Yeah. Worked out. Said, go for it.
Yeah, no, I saw the posting because at the time I was on the Emily Carr like website where they have like job postings and things. And the thing is, I don't even check that site very often. So it was really just by coincidence that I found it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds so exciting. I was back into like binging anime phase. So I was like, this is some good timing. I stumbled upon this. So yeah, I was so excited about it.
That's awesome. Yeah, see, it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The universe. Awesome. So I guess then we kind of sit down and kind of told you like our ideas and just kind of dumped a bunch of ideas on you. What was our main inspiration? Wade, do you remember?
I know initially Graham had asked us, hey, just give me a bunch of your openings of anime openings that you like. So we just kind of said a bunch of things, but we knew we didn't want it to be like, I know Trevor and I are both huge fans of, especially the first opening to Attack on Titan, but like, we're not going to have like, that's a big project.
Yeah.
So like, that's
take that on, no problem.
That's kind of crazy. So it was easier to work maybe with more of the framework of something like a Tank, Cowboy Bebop's opening, which is like probably one of the most, if not the most iconic opening of all time. And since Graham had mentioned maybe going with like a clock theme, something like that, pretty much my favorite anime is Steins Gate, and that had a lot of kind of that imagery in it as well. So those were some of the things that we recommended, just like, hey, maybe these ideas would work to make, the project not Attack on Titans first.
yeah. Focus more on like stylization.
Yeah.
We did really throw around the idea of having just Beth's head like rising up in the background.
A bit ominous.
Which I'm still a little bummed that we didn't do it.
We messed up. We should just start over.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Man, if you guys had given me that from the start, would be perfect right now. Yeah,
we need like 100 more people.
Getting a bunch. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, the recommendations I got, I remember like just browsing through. It totally messed up my YouTube recommendations because I just kept getting anime intro after anime intro. But that gave more inspiration afterwards as well. So it worked out because Yeah, I was looking through the Steins Gate one with all like the clocks and gears and things, and definitely thought, okay, yeah, we can incorporate that into the backgrounds of things as like props and background pieces. And then there was a few other ones that were definitely inspirational. Like I think the Noragami opening, I think the second season
Noragami,
opening
definitely.
was a big
That's
one.
my favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really like that one. I think it's like I think it definitely inspired a few of the shots were almost like directly taken from that basically and just revamped. And then yeah, there was definitely more, but it's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm forgetting the names.
Yeah, I think another one was Wade and I are big fans of Persona 5.
Oh,
like
right,
that
Persona
Oh,
5.
yeah.
kind of like
right,
hyper,
right.
which is similar to Cowboy Bebop, right? Just that kind of like super stylish, less about the animation, more about the vibe and the look and everything going on the screen.
A bit of
Yeah.
a graphic style for sure, very like
Mhm.
stark with the colors, I
Mm.
think, and the shadows, which was really
Yeah.
interesting. Especially because they tend to have like that limited palette of sorts. It worked out because you guys wanted like that kind of purple, blue, pink kind of palette for your guys' video. So I think it was
Yeah.
helpful to have those bits of direction from the start.
Yeah, I
Totally.
totally agree because I think the idea of the song was just that it's kind of about like workaholism, and I think we might have told you that it's just like it's very much a fast-paced song, and on the surface it just kind of feels like it's about just going and going and going and get it, but like the song is actually the opposite about that. It's about how like we should probably slow down. And I think I remember pretty clearly that you brought the idea of the clocks as kind of like a way to show that like time and kind of frantic and like the running, like I'm pretty sure those were all your ideas, which I thought was such a cool way to kind of subtly like put that motif of time in there without making it so obvious that that's what it was about. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think the idea of like the running and the time, just because the tempo of the song and everything is very urgent, so those were immediately just imagery that came to mind for to put in to incorporate. And I think it was really interesting for me the later on in the video or in the song when you get to the point where you realize it's actually not about working hard but really more like taking a step back. I wanted to make sure that the clocks like wound the opposite way later on so that it's you kind of realize, oh, it's actually not about going forward and like, you know, pushing yourself. It's more kind of take a step back, you know, take a breath kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And every time I watch the video, I honestly notice something new, some very subtle thing that you did that I didn't notice the last time I watched it, which I think is awesome because then it's just kind of building on all these very subtle, like almost subconscious themes that are putting that like kind of theme idea into people's head, but it's not like very in your face about it. It's just super cool to like continue to watch it again and again and see all these little things that maybe I didn't pick up before. And it just brings new meaning to it every time.
That makes me happy to hear that.
Yes, definitely. I had another question.
So make sure that you at home also watch it many, many, many times so you can pick up on all those things that Beth is very subtly hinting at.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you don't watch it at least 100 times, you've missed out.
Yeah, I really liked, just speaking of that imagery, I know it was you who came up with the diagram of like the drowning, like the water sequence.
Yeah.
Kind of like slowly
Sorry,
drowning
guys.
in it.
We just drowning the band.
Hey, why didn't I just dunk the band off the deep end?
Animes have sad endings. Let's kill them.
Yeah, you know what? Let's stick true to the idea. Yeah.
I also really
I thought it was cool.
I also really like how every one of us is given like our own color and then our own like shape as a symbol too, which is like represented in our eyes and various things. I think that's really neat.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, how do we distinguish them for sure and just, you know, keep some sort of visual pattern going on so you can keep track kind of thing. So
yeah,
the
Trevor
shapes,
and I
I
get
think,
confused
help.
for each other a lot. So
Of
You look
course,
so
you know, your
similar.
hair is
You
the same.
Yeah. It's basically
hairstyle,
it's basically
you
the same.
Yeah.
Twinsies.
Twinning.
I think it helped keep track of the color palette though, just to make sure it wasn't all over the place for all the shots. If there was more of like, oh, okay, Beth is pink, you know, someone so and so. So yeah, I think that helped.
Yeah, no, I think it was really smart, and I was just Like, this is so cool. There's a triangle in my eye. That's
You guys are
awesome.
all unique and
Yeah.
important and special.
Oh, that's right.
That
I
was the real
forgot.
message, actually.
I think one of my
Yeah.
favorite parts of the whole process is whenever we would all chat together and then we talk with Wade after, we'd be like, so what do you think? And every time Wade was just like, I'm an anime character.
I'm like Mike Wazowski. I was on TV.
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
So
it's
good.
it's kind of like a dream come true for all of us, really, to be like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter that like we hired you to do it, but like it's still sweet that that we're all anime characters. So I would highly recommend it for anyone out there being like, should I be an anime? Yes, you should.
Yes, you should.
Absolutely. You should be an anime character. Actually, Graham, I was going to ask you, if you don't mind answering this question, what was it like for you to go from maybe making like kind of short snippet animations for portfolio projects or for yourself to doing like a fully produced music video? Did you have any moments where you were like freaking out, or was it just a really fun challenge for you?
Oh, there was definitely freaking out.
That's
I'm
fair.
not going to lie about that. I'm going to be honest about that. I was definitely daunted here and there. At first, I was definitely like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited!" And then I started doing the storyboards, and the storyboards like didn't actually take too long to do. But there were moments when I was drawing them, that when I was drafting the storyboards, where I was like, "How am I going to execute that shot, though?" But I pushed that thought aside in the meantime and just kept going. But then, when I got around to that shot, I was like, "Oh no." Yeah, there was definitely a lot to just keep track of, I guess. I know this might sound boring, but just the number of files there were,
Yeah.
and
I
just
can only
making sure to
imagine.
keep organized, especially with
Absolutely.
like After Effects, which was the program I was using a lot of the time. Sometimes I think if you like move around things or just rename things, like it'll mess it up or something like that. So I was like making sure to keep things as organized as possible from the get-go. But yeah, actually the organization was a bit of a challenge in itself.
We understand that. You should see the files we have for our songs.
Yeah.
Final, real final,
Actual
real final this
final
time.
two.
No, seriously, this is the final
This
one.
is the last one.
Actual,
Draft number
real,
12.
normal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was
So-
there any
Alternate
like,
coloring, etc.
all
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there any like one scene or one part that you were particularly really like excited and proud of that you did?
I think there was a few that I quite liked. I liked how what's it? Oh my gosh. The scene where at the bridge, or like the kind of climax point, basically where Trevor like taps the glass, basically. That took a while to do for sure, because there was a few different layers going on, and then there was like a lot of masking going on. But I was pretty happy with how that turned out, especially with the aspect ratio. Like the timing for that had to get adjusted a couple times because it was like a little too fast or a little too slow, etc. But in the end, I think I was pretty proud of that shot, actually. Yeah, and there was also a different one almost at the very end that was like a bit of like a dolly kind of a shot of like you guys on stage, basically, and then there's like the crowd and stuff, and that took a lot of layering because there was like a full background with like a bunch of people and things to like zoom past. So that one took a while, but I was pretty happy with it, I think.
Yeah, I think that ending scene was really cool. I mean, the whole thing is amazing, but yeah, that glass part in the ending scene, and we noticed how you kind of snuck in on the tapping glass, like all of our fingers, and it changed back and forth like very quickly, like you might not catch it. But I remember when you sent us that, we were like, whoa, that is such a cool touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I need to make sure it's everyone doing it. So
gotta get everyone included there
a little bit. Yeah,
definitely. Well, I think overall it turned out like probably the coolest thing we've done yet. Like, forget the music, like forget anything, but this video, this is the best, the coolest thing we've done.
This is the best thing that the three of us have ever created.
Ever done. No outside help. By us, I mean
Oh, wow.
that you did for us.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we had no part
No.
other than
But we're
just some little
very
direction.
excited about it nonetheless.
Yes.
No, it was really
Absolutely.
helpful. It was really I was really glad for the help with the reference photos though. I know I was like asking for a bunch of those because some things I just could not figure out. Like instruments in particular are a bit challenging to draw at different angles. So I was definitely like,
Yeah, I was
could you
actually
send
gonna
me a
ask you, like,
picture like this and then like this and then hold it this way and just at this angle? There was a
yeah,
few of those.
I was actually gonna ask you how it was like working with the instruments because you nailed
Yeah, they look
nice
great.
instruments, but I can only imagine just like drawing from different angles and drawing a person from a different angle everybody's done that a little bit here and there and you kind of get the gist of it, but shut up, Wayne.
Except Wade.
I have no.
I'm not
A
artistic.
stick figure looks the same from any direction.
I'm sure it's a very sophisticated figure though.
Cylindrical figure, yes.
Yeah, like an instrument, like obviously you have no idea like what the sides of it look like if we just send you a photo like straight on, right? So yeah, I can only imagine and like even animating the fingers and like the part where we're playing a little bit and stuff, like I'm sure that was a bit of a challenge too.
Yeah, well, those were actually I did rotoscope a couple of the shots for sure. I think near the beginning there was a couple like quick shots of you and Wade on your instruments, and then those were rotoscoped. But yeah, even so, the way that instruments would like subtly move when you played them was definitely a bit of a challenge because I was like, oh my gosh, I just drew it at this one angle and then I need it, and then it moves just a little bit, and I'm like, oh man. But
I give up.
Yeah. I think it was a good challenge though to have like the object interacting with the person kind of thing, to like observe those kinds of things. It was fun to. And then coloring them was kind of fun because I was like, hey, I'm going to make the colors a little unrealistic. And then just messing around with that was fun as well.
Did you get enough purple? Did you notice how much you like the color purple?
There was, I think the number of different shades of purple and oh my gosh, my color palettes on the Harmony and like when I was using the animation program, it was just, at first, I didn't have that many colors because, I was just starting. And then by the end of the project, there was just like so much to scroll through. There's so many colors on the palette. I was like, oh my god!
And then this shade,
every shade of purple possible,
and pink and blue.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and pink and blue too. Yeah, definitely. Okay, parting question: would you ever do this again? Yes and no are both acceptable.
I think I would, because I really just enjoyed working with music and just interpreting how that would come across visually. I think it was really fun. And the timing was just satisfying to like do too. I think it was a really good experience, and I would definitely want to work with music and do music video type stuff again. I think it was really fun.
Well, I think I know some people that might want to hire you. So putting that out there.
Well, after this comes out, everybody's going to want to hire you.
That's right.
Well,
awesome.
I'm excited for that.
Me too.
Anybody else have any
parting thoughts, Wade, Trevor?
I think we just all like to take a second and express our appreciation on how great you were to work with and how pleased we are with the final product. Like everything has exceeded our expectations, like on such a high degree.
Yeah.
And we just want to thank you for that.
Absolutely.
I'm really happy that you guys feel that way. That makes me really happy. And you guys were super great to work with, super appreciative, accommodating, all that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
okay.
It was a pleasure.
Well, thank you for sitting down to talk with us. We really appreciate your time and all your hard work for the last 6+ months on this anime.
Of course.
Go watch it. We'll put a link right here. Make sure you watch it.
The usual.
Maybe it's on this side.
Yes.
No, it's going to be on this side.
Don't
whichever
forget
side.
To like, share, and subscribe.
Don't forget to like, leave a comment, subscribe, and join our Patreon.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for
Thank you.
Thanks, you too. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.